of censorship and rigging the election. In a blog post today, YouTube, owned by Google, vowed that its teams are working around the clock to stop what it called harmful misinformation and harmful content. They said they're deeply concerned about, quote, making sure our platform isn't abused to incite real-world harm. Now, what does that mean exactly, coming from a company that has caused so much, quote, real-world harm? Well, YouTube explained, quote, we will start removing any piece of content uploaded today or any time after that misleads people by alleging that widespread fraud or errors changed the outcome of the 2020 presidential election. The irony here is enough to make you dizzy. The company that rigged the election by suppressing legitimate information in order to influence the outcome of the election, more effectively than any foreign government could ever do, is now telling us to preserve our faith in the election, they need to censor us more. So how exactly are election-related videos causing harm? Well, YouTube doesn't explain that. They would cause harm to YouTube's reputation and Google's reputation, much deserved. We need to break this company up, like, immediately. But YouTube does go on to boast that its censorship campaign has already been underway for quite some time. Quote, since September, we've terminated over 8,000 channels and thousands of harmful and misleading election-related videos for violating our existing policies. They use the word terminated, by the way. That's not creepy or anything. Continuing the quote, over 77% of those removed videos were taken down before they had 100 views. What in the world is going on here? Ask rational questions and you reach a dead end because there are no rational answers. This is just flat out totalitarian control over the population. So you can stream the film series Loose Change in its entirety on YouTube. It's not a hidden video. It pops up quickly in search results and appears high up on the page. The premise of that film is that the September 11 terror attacks were a false flag operation and that remote-controlled drones, not passenger planes, hit the Twin Towers. YouTube's algorithms, one that can smite election videos before they manage to get 100 views, haven't shut that down. There's a lot of stuff on there, by the way, on YouTube that's not only unsupportable, but fully crazy. You can watch thousands of videos explaining how Russia hacked our voting machines or mind-controlled thousands of Americans with Facebook memes. That's how dumb we are. A Facebook meme can take over your brain. One YouTube video from PBS Today, which we pay for, by the way, and shouldn't, goes into great detail about how Russia, quote, swung the 2016 election. You're paying for that crap, state media. It's not true. But whether it's true or not isn't the point. You think Google cares whether it's true? No, they care whether it has the right political message. That does, so they allow it. There's another motivation here, by the way, beyond helping their team. Silicon Valley is trying to destroy the evidence of their own misdeeds. No single group perpetuated more fraud on last month's election than the tech billionaires who are now telling us there was no fraud at all. Harmeet Dillon is a civil rights attorney. She's one of the most dogged First Amendment lawyers. There are very few left in this country, and we're proud to have her on tonight. Harmeet, this is enough to make you feel like, wow, things are falling apart. If they can hide the evidence of their own misdeeds, what can't they do?
Well, it is a new development, Tucker, that they're hiding the evidence of their own misdeeds, but anybody who's been watching what Google and the other big tech giants have been doing for years is not surprised that their algorithms are so on point that they are able to, as you pointed out, smite the very video before it even lands in 100 computer inboxes. And how they do that is for years they've been writing these algorithms which treat different things differently. So if you want to, for example, put out an anti-Semitic video or post on Twitter, they treat that differently than an anti-Muslim video. This is from evidence that has been leaked out of YouTube by its programmers. And when you look at this situation, you understand, anybody who's been there, that for years, for 3.9 years, they have allowed false information concerning the 2016 election to flourish, thrive, and propagate, and that'll continue for years to come. When you talk about the harm of an election and in misinformation, what's the harm here? The election has already occurred, so why are they so desperate to eliminate the evidence and eliminate discussion of it? You pointed out one. Some of these tech companies, Facebook has been known to have sent reminders to vote or reminders to register only to Democrats right before the election. I would argue that's a violation of the Federal Election Commission regulations, and somebody needs to take that up. But they want to shame people. They want to shame all these YouTube creators who make their living off of being on that on that channel, and maybe they should consider that. They want to shame them from ever saying anything that violates the orthodoxy. It's a Pavlovian response that they're trying to elicit here to keep you away from the danger wire, keep you away from the electrical fence. So, and people will do that because people's livelihoods depend on this, and nobody wants to be called a crazy person or somebody who was banned from YouTube. There's no pride in that, and there goes your revenue. So this is about the next election and the next election. These are tactics that Google appears to have learned from its cash cow in China. They've been developing AI intelligence over there, and in China, people are followed around with these social credit scores. So we don't want to see that in here in America, but we're seeing it right now, Tucker, and it's very scary.
It's horrifying. Armita, thanks for joining us tonight.
Thank you.
The message, in case you're missing it, it's completely true, is that Google in its present state is incompatible with our democracy. You can't have a democracy if Google exists as it does now. It's that simple. Well, also tonight, we're learning a lot more about Congressman Eric Swalwell of California's personal relationship with a Chinese spy. Some of the details of that relationship apparently are so salacious, possibly so weird, that they're classified. But Mark Stein is not fazed at all. He joins us to share what he has learned about Congressman Eric Swalwell's personal relationship with a Chinese spy, which is real. Straight ahead.